what's going on, guys? In this video, this is all going to come down to primers with the same load, the same bullet, the same overall length. How I've arrived at this point is I started off shooting these Sierra 95 grain tip match kings at my Tikka T3X's mag length, which was 2.80. Later on, I pushed them back to 2.7, and I started getting really bad results, so I ended up just walking away from the project for a while. Then I decided to do a max overall length test, and I came up with that dummy round right there as the max overall length. And this is right up against the lands. And so then I did a jump test, and then I pushed them back 5 thousandths, 15 thousandths, and 25 thousandths off the lands to see how the different overall lengths compared. At the end of that, I decided to go with the 25 thousandths off the lands. So, 42 grains of Hodgdon H4350, Hornady brass, it's new, and these were once fired, and then I neck sized them only so that they have a better fit to the chamber, which I've actually tested in another video on the Lee neck sizing collet die, and I found that my gun in particular likes neck size brass. So, I did some neck size brass, we put 42 grains of H4350 in there, and then I did a comparison between Federal Premium Match Large Rifle Primers and CCI BR2 Large Rifle Primers, which is CCI's line of match primers. So let's take a look at the groups and how they compared, and then I'm going to talk about velocities as well, because there is a difference between those two. This group was shot with the Federal Gold Medal Match Primers. They were right around 3,054 feet a second. That's the average cost of 4-shot group, and the standard deviation was 19.1. So that's pretty decent. As I look at the numbers, they look pretty good. Some of them are 3,060, some of them are 3,030, just right around in that range. So not bad at all. I'm liking what I'm seeing there. They grouped into 0.98 inches, which is just below an inch. This one up here, it's pretty rare that I call a pulled shot in any of my videos, but that one was a genuine pull. It just went bang before I was quite settled down behind the gun. I usually just slowly apply pressure, and the trigger went off before I expected it to. So unfortunately, I had to cut that one out of the group. But the other 3 shots look pretty decent. I shot these laying down prone, how I normally shoot my long range stuff. I want to finalize my load development as how I normally shoot. So let's take a look at the CCIs. So here are the results with the CCI BR2 primers. I got a 1.1 inch group, and again I had the 4th shot. I didn't pull this one. What happened is as I pulled the trigger, as the rifle recoiled, the bipod came out of the grooves where I was preloading it into, and it jumped up really high and it threw the bullet off where it was going. So rifle harmonics are a real thing, and you got to be aware of them. So when my bipod moved, I knew that that's why that shot flew up there, so I cut it from the group. Between the two, they're basically the same shooting. I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, I definitely got to go Federal Gold Medal Match because of 0.102 inches, you know. But as far as velocities go, the CCI BR2 struggled a bit more. And granted, my scale that I use for reloading is not as good as it should be. I just use the cheap digital scale. And the average there was 29.95, so these are shooting about 50 feet a second slower on average. But as you go through the velocities on 4 shots, I have 29.50, 3,000, 3,035, and then 29.90. So they're a little more all over the place than the Gold Medal Match were. So I would say that the Gold Medal Match are more consistent and they're a bit hotter, at least with this particular powder and this particular length barrel. So do what you want with that information. I think that the Gold Medal Match is just a touch better for what I'm doing right now. I'm not going to be shooting a whole lot more of these rounds, and the Gold Medal Match primers are a pain in the ass to find. So I'm actually going to keep loading with the BR2 primer. If that surprises you at all, I understand, but I've got a cool project coming up in a few months that I'm going to save those large rifle match primers for that project instead. I would love to do another comparison like this with the Magnum primers of each. I have CCI 250 Magnums, and I have Federal Premium Large Rifle Match Magnum primers as well. So keep an eye out for that in the future. Hope this video helped you out. Pretty interesting stuff. The velocities are definitely what's interesting here. The Federals are a bit hotter. They're coming out about 50 feet a second faster with the H4350. Sierra 95 grain tipped match king. This is a good looking bullet. They're good for a 243. The recommended twist is 1 to 9, but I'm shooting them out of a 1 to 10. I just set them really close to the lands, and they seem to like that a lot more than what I was trying before. I've shot these with 78-28, but H4350 definitely giving me better results here, and I was finally lucky enough to find some. Yeah, good bullet, 0.500 ballistic coefficient at these velocities, so I'd like to go shoot a little bit of long range with them. Basically, I've got 30 more or so in the box, and I'm just going to load them all up to this load right here and just go enjoy it. I've never shot these things long range. I've shot almost 150 of them in load development. The first 100 was a waste of my time. Whatever the hell I was doing was not load development. I was just changing powder charges and not really improving anything. So I finally got these things shooting to where I'm happy with them. I'm going to enjoy the last 30 rounds with it or so, and it's time to move on to the next project. So I appreciate you guys watching. Check out more of my videos on my channel. I shoot a lot of 243. I've been experimenting with my 223 as well. I've shot my 223 out to 1,100 yards, my 243 out to 1,500. So check out my video, subscribe, I appreciate it. Drop a comment. We'll talk to you guys later.